The first time you saw a Norman Rockwell painting, it left an impression that stayed with you throughout childhood. Your underdeveloped mind was left with one question. This haunted you. Why the fuck were they so happy? By comparison, you start to question if all families were really like this one. You avoid the question it leaves you with about your own family. As you get older, you will realize that this feeling is envy. There is sincerity in their smiles, family moments that feel genuine, houses that have an aura of love surrounding them. But you are young and these feelings are too complicated, so the painting just pisses you off. Your mother has remarried. Having not seen your father in a few years, your desperate need for approval, any hopes of feeling worthy of love, examples of what it means to be a man, rest in the hands of someone you are testing the name Dad on. This man goes by Bud. It is not his real name, but he was his mother's helper. Bud has always been good with putting things together, great with taking care of houses, terrible with people. You are young, so you will not understand the way cycles of abuse work. How Bud poured himself into taking care of his mother's house because it made him feel useful, gave him moments of brief approval. How calluses on Bud's hands were learned, taught, earned. Labor is love. How Bud was also the oldest boy. So it was worse for him, and it isn't personal for you. When you get older, you will begin to see the way sorrow stains every roughly sanded thing that he has worked on. How sorrow turns so easily to anger, how blueprints and parenting are the same thing. You can only build what you know. You trust the builder as if it is the material and not their hands that makes mistakes. You're older now, maybe not wiser, but more aware. All of the work that has gone into the house is showing. Out of curiosity, you compare it to the same Rockwellian scene. Your house actually looks a lot better than the one in the picture now. How the fuck are they so happy? By now you know that your family is not happy. How either no one notices or they decide not to say anything. Depreciation and property value occurs on a superficial level for the most part. As long as the yard is kept, Bud always working so hard, you by his side, the silence is killing you as you compare how much care goes into the next project he's pouring himself into. Handing him another beer, another board, helping him hold it still. His buzz and the buzz of the saw aren't mixing. But the board is safe. Your fingers are a second thought. He has always been better with houses than people. The neighbors nod approval at the improvements, murmurs of what a lovely home. They will never wonder why they haven't been invited in. You stare for a long time before your teenage awareness makes a realization. Houses and bodies are no different. The world will only see our facade. Bud takes you to see the half-built houses a few blocks over. You wander among their skeletons, noticing how empty the lot feels. This seems honest. When you walk by years later and they are fully built, it will feel weird. But you are young. You are just a house. You are in need of repairs that will never be made, and the neighbors will pass by, see the facade, and mention how you look like a scene from a Norman Rockwell painting.